I wanted to share because I wasn't going to leave an issue this important uh, subject to uh, Facebook's algorithms. I wanted to share some other places. And what I'm talking about right now is bread and butter issues in Memphis, Tennessee. It's been said over the years in the political uh, parlance that each politician's constituency is going to be looking, the politicians should be looking for what's bread and butter issues for their constituency. And I think at this moment in Memphis, Tennessee, I can't speak to your city, but in Memphis, Tennessee, I think there are two issues that need to be addressed for any successful candidacy. We're at the cusp of a county mayoral election, and coming soon after that, there's a mayoral election. But one of the things that we have to concentrate is that when I'm talking about bread and butter issues, are two great concerns in Memphis, Tennessee. One is crime, and the other is poverty. Uh, it's amazing in a city with so much dramatic economic development that doesn't make it to all of its residents in Memphis. There's still far too great a number of people that are living in poverty. And I'm not saying that if we eradicated poverty, that crime would go away. But I do think that there's a substantial number of those people who have lived in poverty that if they had some better choices, that they would. Everybody isn't out here not wanting to work. Some are just dealing with life as it is. I grew up in a zip code. My zip code back then was 38106. That zip code now is 38126. And in this zip code, which is Memphis's poorest zip, there's an expectation of 13 years that your life will be 13 years shorter. In Memphis' most expensive zip, uh, most affluent zip, there's an expectation of 13 more years of life. Come on. We got to address crime and we got to address poverty. Even in the suburbs with the well to do and the wealthy of our city, they're dealing with people going by on their street in their nice neighborhood, pulling on the car doors, looking for guns. We got to find a way to get tougher on crime. I'm not saying that we'll eradicate it ever, but we need to be like McGruff the crime dog. We need to take a little bit of bite out of crime. And we got to focus on economic development. Memphis is close to 60% African American. And I hear everyone talk about referencing not even Willie Harrington in times past, but referencing Maynard Jackson, the model in Atlanta, and said that Maynard created millionaires. And that's good. But we're just trying to get some folks here a living wage. And it's amazing how the contracts go here in Memphis, Tennessee, that there's this small cabal. If all the contracts go to your frat, or all the contracts go to your crew, how are we really building economic development? These are bread and butter issues for a coming election. And I know I'm not a preacher that's in the crowd that you think should be able to have a voice, but I do. And I looked at myself this morning and I'd say I'm intelligent enough to deliberate on this. You can hear that. So, and I definitely have an opinion. We have to have people in the trenches fighting for the least of these. We're so apt to have politicians elected from some of our most besieged and maligned zips. And the politician's just going to show up right when it comes election time. We need to make real change. Memphis had a time to be had its chance back in the day to be the boom town, the boom city of the South. We missed that opportunity. Atlanta prevailed. Now we've missed the opportunity in Tennessee because Nashville is the boom town of Tennessee. But when I grew up here, Memphis won the cleanest city in America multiple times, over and over and over again. And now, you'd be so ashamed. There may be a couch on the expressway, grass may be this high. It's not appealing. I know we have $1 billion development coming, and I applaud all economic growth. But we want to make sure those people who are bringing their money and their businesses and offering employ to many are safe once they get here. I've already seen Worth Morgan, a Republican candidate for mayor. He's already kind of went to the Willie Horton playbook to show some situations where crime is so great in this city. Please don't believe that because he's a Republican that people aren't paying attention to that. They will cross party lines to get a better grip on this crime. So I'm sharing this. I know that this isn't a novice talking. When I was a child, I thought as a child. But now that I'm a man, it's time to put away childish things. I'm not trying to launch my political consultancy. No desire for that at all. I do want our people to stop getting the short end of the stick. And I don't want to think that we got candidates that's always with the what's in it for me. We got too many challenges. There's so much potential here. We hadn't scratched the surface of what Memphis could be. If we could just get on one accord and target these two main bread and butter issues, if we kind of open the doors of opportunity to a few more people, you'd be surprised what Memphis can become again. I'm telling you, whether you want to listen to me or not, I gave myself permission to speak. God expects me to speak. I think I'm part of that talented 10th. But what's the use of having a talented 10th if their mouth is always closed? It's my word to you. Please address these bread and butter issues, and Memphis can become an awesome city once again. Have an awesome day.